Leicester City are back. Ruud Van Nistelrooy, not officially, but pretty much has been confirmed as the new Leicester City manager. We talked about it on Monday night. We all thought it was going to be Ruud Van Nistelrooy. It seemed the perfect option. He was free. He's done all right at Man United. He did really well at PSV. So it looks like he'll be announced as the new Leicester City manager tomorrow morning from the club official channels. It's broken today from the Telegraph and John Percy. So yeah, I'm a bit late to the party. I was actually on a train when the announcement happened. So got to catch up on it. There'll be a video tomorrow going in depth on Ruud Van Nistelrooy's tactics, what we can expect from him. But in my opinion, this is looking very exciting. I got a poll in the chat. Make sure to go and vote. Are you happy with it? I assume most of you guys are, because it can't be much worse than Steve Cooper. Make sure to let me know your thoughts on Ruud Van Nistelrooy in the chat. Just like I said, we'll go in depth on his tactics and whatnot over the next couple of days, and hopefully he'll be ready and announced in time for Brentford on Saturday. But who could have thought it? If you said this time last week Leicester City would be going into Brentford away with Ruud Van Nistelrooy as our manager, I'd be shocked. But that is the case. Kuntop has done well. Some stuff came out today in terms of his ownership. It looks like Kuntop is taking much more control over the club, which is fantastic to see. It's a statement of intent from Leicester City, in my opinion. We should have got Ruud Van Nistelrooy or someone like him before Steve Cooper, but the board have kind of learned from that mistake. They've gone in, they've got their man, and Ruud Van Nistelrooy is going to be the new Leicester City manager. Obviously, this is where it broke a bit earlier on from the Telegraph. So yeah, it's pretty much confirmed. And yeah, we'll go into that in a minute. Obviously, it makes sense in terms of the financial bit. There was an article today in terms of Leicester's PSR and whatnot. We can't really afford to get a manager who's already in the contract, such as Carlos Corberán. So we've gone with the free option once again. Like I said, we should have gone. We should have got someone like him in the first place. Getting Steve Cooper was obviously a massive mistake. But Leicester City have moved quickly on this deal, and it looks like Ruud Van Nistelrooy will be confirmed tomorrow. So very happy with that one. Tactically, very good as well. We can expect big from Jerry. Welcome to the stream. Am I going Liverpool away? I will not, sadly, because it's Boxing Day late and I can't really be bothered. I've just gone to the 8 p.m. kickoff on Boxing Day. Couldn't find any trains back. We're going to get smashed, and I still have a whole block. So yeah, I saw that. That's probably my fault because I'm not going. But yeah, fair play to when I'm going to Liverpool, because that is going to be a trek, and we'll probably get battered. I can tell you exactly what will happen against Liverpool. We'll go 1-0 up and bottle it. Happens every single year. Anyway, let's get into the article itself then. From the Telegraph, breaking the news as per in terms of Leicester City stuff. If you're just joining us, I'm expecting the club to confirm it officially tomorrow morning, probably about 9 or 10 a.m. Yeah, Ruud Van Nistelrooy to be named as the new Leicester City manager. I just think it gives the whole club a bit of a lift as well, because the last couple of games, I don't know about you guys, but I've really been quite flat about it. Like, I kind of expect us to lose. I do care, but I'm like, oh, we're going to lose. Who cares? But now it just feels a bit different. It feels like Leicester are back. It feels like the season's starting. Come tomorrow, come Brentford away, and we can really get kick-started. I think January, we're going to spend a lot of money. Ruud Van Nistelrooy is going to be able to sign lots of players. So, yeah, all is positive right now in the world at Leicester City. Do I think we'll stay up? I'm not too sure yet. We'll have to see how it goes, but it's definitely a positive start. So yeah, Ruud Van Nistelrooy is close to making a swift Premier League return as the manager of Leicester City. The Manchester United legend has held extensive talks with Leicester City hierarchy this week, and is set to be confirmed as the replacement for Steve Cooper, obviously. And that's the thing. Van Nistelrooy is not only a good manager, he's Van Nistelrooy. Do you know what I mean? You know, he's got that. He's got aura about him, I guess. He's got that pedigree about him. He's a manager who the players are going to respect. He's a manager who players are going to want to come to Leicester and play under a Premier League legend like Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Obviously, been at Man United, Real Madrid, etc. So, in my opinion, it's slightly risky. Once again, it's a manager just like Maresca without much experience. But then again, we'll go into it tomorrow. His tactics and his success at PSV, in my opinion, was quite impressive. So, Daniel, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing all right. Jack is in here as well. Very happy with the appointment. Demand authority and respect, and wants 100% out the players. There is nowhere to hide for the players. They need to perform. Welcome Ruud to Leicester. 100% agree, and that's the thing. Some of the players, I think they took a bit of the mick out of Steve Cooper a little bit. They wanted him to get sacked. They've got their wish, really. The vast majority of the players, I do think. So now, just like I said on Monday, now they need to step up because they've got their wish. They've got a new manager coming in. There's no way to hide, really, isn't it? Is that? Wonder what players he will favour / dislike. Perhaps he will make use of Vestergaard for Yeah, potentially, and that's the thing. It's a clean slate once again for every single player. It's a shame we don't have obviously Fatari, Ricardo, etc. available. But in terms of his tactics, it is kind of similar to Steve Cooper with the way in which a fullback does push forward. But obviously, under someone like Van Nistelrooy, I think he's going to be able to defend slightly better than Steve Cooper in terms of the fullback getting exposed. And James Justin, obviously, which happened, most games this season. Let's have discussed the post for the 48-year-old. While the club's hierarchy has been determined to explore a number of options, they could appoint the Netherlands international before the trip to Brentford, which is obviously key in my opinion. Obviously, the other night we spoke about like Graham Potter, David Moyes, Carlos Corberán. They've all been ruled out as we know in terms of the price. Graham Potter rejected once again, I'm pretty sure, or something along them lines. So yeah. In terms of Van Nistelrooy himself, then maybe a gamble, but he has experience of managing with PSV Eindhoven. Obviously, he won a few trophies over there back in the 22-23 season. Obviously, during his spell at Old Trafford, he did go unbeaten, and obviously did beat Leicester on 2 separate occasions, which is kind of crazy. Cooper's played against Van Nistelrooy in his second to last Premier League game, and his final Premier League game was Enzo Maresca. So it kind of works both ways and accumulates in one. Obviously, you got the storyline about Jamie Vardy and Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Obviously, Vardy broke his record. Interesting enough, tomorrow I believe is 9 years since Jamie Vardy broke that record. So and Van Nistelrooy is apparently going to get announced tomorrow. So very strange. Obviously, Vardy does wear number 9 as well. So it's all fulminating together. The stars are aligning for Ruud Van Nistelrooy at Leicester, and in my opinion, I think it's going to work out. It's a manager who's got a project as well, and that's the key thing for me. Yes, it's important to stay up this season, as we know. We all know how important it is to stay up in terms of the finances, the PSR, the EFL are going to destroy us if we do go down. But I think Van Nistelrooy is a type of manager. If he can keep Leicester up, he can really build upon this. Because yes, he is a new manager, but in my opinion, I think he's got everything around him to go on and do well. It'll be interesting to see who comes in alongside him in terms of the coaching staff and whatnot. I'm sure we'll have a few people who obviously know in the world of football who have the coaching badges and whatnot. And I think if this does go right, it can go very right. In my opinion, it's got good potential. It's also got potential to do quite badly. Obviously, it is risky. He did go unbeaten at Manchester United, but I still thought there were some gaps in terms of the team. But he only had a few games there. I think the key thing for Leicester though is to give him time on his tactics and whatnot. The Leicester City players clearly want a tactician, based on the comments about Maresca the whole time this season. So they've got that in Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Yes, we'll probably get some sort of manager bounce, which is going to be crucial in my opinion over this Christmas period. But it's going to take at least 1 to 2 months at an absolute bare minimum for his tactics to get across, and that's why I think it's important to get him in now. January gives us time as well to get the players in, and there's still a long way left of the season. There's still a long way to try and salvage the mess we're in. I don't know if we're in much of a. We are in a bit of a sticky situation, but we're currently above the relegation zone, so all is good. Mad how fast 9 years go. It's crazy, isn't it? What do you think of Top ripping into the squad after the Christmas party in Copenhagen? I'll get into that in a minute, but I think he was correct doing it as they have let him down. Yeah, 100%. And that video, I don't think was. I don't think the players actually put that on the sign. It's probably someone else, and you realised the cameras were there, and they thought, yeah, we could make Leicester, in the media go this way and whatnot and represent them like that. But yeah, obviously it wasn't ideal, and that's what I like from Top. In the last couple of weeks and the last couple of days, he's really seemed to stamp his authority back on Leicester, which is important for me because if it wasn't for that, Steve Cooper would still be in a job, because it's clear to see that Top was the man who went out there and sacked Steve Cooper himself. It wasn't lots of John Rudkin, Susan Weed and them Muppets at the board. So it looks like Top is trying to get on top of things and really salvage things because the other 2 people and the rest of the board don't really seem to realise that the mess we are in. And obviously the media will go, oh, why second Steve Cooper? Wait till I'd say beat Brentford, but wait till we get results under Ruud Van Nistelrooy, and then that can be Leicester's response. Ruud's history of developing young players at times PSV and short stint at Man United indeed. And yeah, at PSV he did fantastically well. He was playing, he won trophies with Patrick Van Armel at left back, which obviously is quite old. He's a decent player, but I think he's got all the capabilities to do well here. Obviously, I don't believe he won the league, but I think he won a few cups out there in the Eredivisie, beat Ajax as well in the league, I do believe. So yeah. It's exciting. We'll be interested to see. Yeah, 100%. I'm not too sure because obviously Man United, it was most of Ten Hag's people. You might get a few people from there. Obviously, most of them will be out of their job now, obviously with Ruben Amorim's staff coming in. So it will be interesting. Obviously, Maresca was a fairly inexperienced manager when he came to Leicester, but he did have a whole board of people come across, like Willy Caballero, etc. And obviously, all of them have gone over to Chelsea. So be interesting. Maybe I'll have a quick look at who he had at PSV because it could be the same people. Still need Rookin and Reed and that 100% agree. Yep, because they are the long-term issue at the club. And I am getting the feeling that Kuntop may actually do that. I'm not sure when, but just the way things have been playing out in these last couple of weeks, I've got a weird feeling that Kuntop may take some action on that front, especially if us fans really try and get behind that kind of movement and almost maybe not protest, but you know what I mean, something along them lines. Just to wrap up the rest of the article. Obviously, talking about his role at Manchester United, obviously was assistant with Ten Hag for a while, which is going to help him. Obviously, Ten Hag's not the greatest managers, but yeah, still Manchester United at the end of the day. Obviously, in terms of his playing career as well, he lifted the Premier League title, FA Cup, and League Cup in a glittering final spell at United under Sir Alex Ferguson, which isn't a bad manager to play under. He also played for heavyweight clubs, including Real Madrid, PSV, while appearing for 3 major tournaments at the Netherlands. So yeah, in terms of Leicester then, obviously 16th in the table, just like I said, 1 point above the relegation zone. So it's a perfect, it's not perfect, but it's a good situation. It's not like we're rock bottom, 5 points adrift. Van Nistelrooy's got a mountain to climb immediately. If we start to get a few results in the next couple of weeks, we can really be looking up and really try and secure Premier League status for the next season. Because in my opinion, I think it's all positive right now around Leicester City. Obviously, Brentford, let me have a West Ham on Tuesday night, which is just under a week away, which is going to be absolutely massive. Then we host Brighton. Then we travel to Newcastle, host Wolves before Christmas, which is going to be another big game. Then obviously we take on Liverpool and Man City Boxing Day and a few days later, which is going to be horrible. But yeah, in terms of Steve Cooper then, and obviously, as you can say, it's Quintop who made the final decision, which is good to see. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the poll in the chat. 94% of you guys have said yes, which is fantastic. I don't know who's put no, but yeah, I think it's all good. Let's get back into the chat. Would be good if he did. I feel like it would be yeah, 100%. It would be a big statement, in my opinion. If Leicester City want to get back to them, the European days, pushing for Europe, getting top 10 finishes, pushing, in the FA Cup, the League Cup, whatever. Something's got to change because if we keep Rudkin and Whelan in charge, we're never going to get back up to that standard because of the amount of debt we're in. And part of that's probably down to them. Because believe me, if it wasn't for Kuntop, Steve Cooper would 100% still be Leicester City manager. And it's obvious because he had talks with Rudkin, etc., the transfer people about plans for January. So if it wasn't for Top, Cooper probably would have been here, for another few months, weeks, etc. So finally, Kuntop has stepped up to the plate. He's realised the mess we're in and he's gone, yes, let's do it. Because from reports, Top didn't want him, Cooper, in the first place, which seems crazy to me. So Leicester wasted money on Steve Cooper, obviously. And obviously, this is the reason why we can't go out and get a Cobra and we can't go and get someone who's already in a job, which is another error by us. But I think this is probably. I think Van Nistelrooy, based on the managers available in terms of a project as well, I think it probably is the best manager you could get right now. So I'm very happy with it. Rudkin, Whelan, and the rest of the board crippled the club since the summer. 100%. They've all been sacked a long time ago. 100%. And that's the thing with Leicester. Every time we seem to have some sort of success. We won the Premier League. The transfer window after that was absolutely appalling. Won the FA Cup. Transfer window after that, absolutely appalling. It seems when we have a high, they messed up the year after, and we go back on a low. And now we're trying to go back up. So it just seems like when Leicester do have success, we never seem to build upon it. We kind of rush. We get a bit flustered. We win the Premier League. We've got all this money. Let's go spend it. Ahmed Musa, Slimani, flipping Robert Zila, whatever his name was. FA Cup, obviously on paper, I think the people we brought in were good, but your Samaris, your Dackers, your Ryan Bertrands, your Yannick Vestergaards. It seems like when Leicester were doing well, we just seem to blow it straight away. So hopefully we don't do that. I'm not sure what success is for Leicester City in the next couple of years. Probably just staying up, but let's say we do stay up this season. please, let's just not go and blow that, the chance to build upon that into the next season, because I feel like if we can stay up for the next 2 seasons, we can really push on as a club, as long as we stay, PSR free, all that type of stuff. I really think we can, but it could quite easily go the opposite way. Because if Leicester City go down this season, like every single Leicester fan channel have said over the past couple of weeks, we are finished. So yeah. Also wonder what we'd do with the BC Games stuff. Need a new sponsor, but odds are it will be King Power to the end of the season. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with that. I'm pretty sure it's going to stay as a sponsor. To be honest, obviously King Power doesn't. Apparently BC Game paid up front, so it doesn't really affect us too much financially. So obviously I wasn't a fan of the sponsor anyway in terms of the gambling aspect. It looks stupid anyway having a Pac-Man on the front of your kit, but as long as Leicester get the money for it, I'm not too bothered. So yeah, but I think a new sponsor's probably needed next summer, but I don't really care too much. Potter really won't care to manage Leicester. Yeah, I don't know what Graham Potter's waiting for. What job is Graham Potter waiting for? Because he's been holding out for years now for like anything. He's been linked with the Ajax job. Everyone thought he was going to get the England job. Obviously that's now gone to Thomas Tuchel. It's like, what's Potter waiting for? Because he's been out of management for what was it? Must be about almost 2 years now, something crazy like that. So yeah, strange. Just that comment I saw in terms of the Vardy thing. Lee, who used to be on Instagram, make sure to go and follow him on Twitter. Very good Leicester account. On the 28th of November in 2015, Jamie Vardy broke Ruud Van Nistelrooy's Premier League record. Tomorrow, 28th of November 2024, Ruud could be announced as the new Leicester City manager. So crazy times. I'd never really expected Leicester to get someone in like Ruud Van Nistelrooy, but here we are. And that's the thing. It's another risk by Leicester. It could easily backfire, but in my opinion, it's so positive. I think it's more positive than getting someone like David Moyes. I think he's a type of manager who us fans warm to as well, because he's got the aura. He's a player some of the older people in our fan base would have grown up watching a bit more. Obviously he was still playing a little bit when I was younger. Like I can't remember him too much. So yeah, it's fantastic in my opinion. I don't think we could have got much better. I probably would have preferred someone like Corberán or Potter, but based on the finances, based on Potter himself, in terms of the fact he doesn't seem to want to be a manager anymore, it was never really going to happen. So I think we've got the best we can get possibly. So yeah, all looking good. Let's have a quick look at the poll once again. On to 90%. What is going on? 10% of people not happy. If anyone in here is voting though, please let me know why. I'm not going to slate you or anything. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but let me know your reasons why you're not happy with Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Because in my opinion, it's very positive, and I think whoever we got really was going to rejuvenate the fan base, the squad, etc. Because everything was so flat under Steve Cooper. The players didn't really like him. Us fans, we gave him a chance, but a vast majority of the fan base weren't really keen on the appointment in the first place, and it's just a massive error in terms of getting Steve Cooper in through the door in the first place. But yeah, it's almost 10 p.m. It's right now. I'm going to wrap it up in a few minutes. But like I said, there'll be a video tomorrow going in depth on, or maybe Friday going in depth on Steve Cooper's tactics, and not Steve Cooper's tactics, Jesus, Van Nistelrooy's tactics, sorry, and what we can expect from him going forward. We'll take a look at what he did at PSV, his short spell at Manchester United. In terms of his defensive structures, his attacking structures, his kind of general philosophy, his style of play, and what type of manager he really is, because that's important. I've seen a few clips. He seems to get on well with the players at PSV, dancing in the changing rooms and whatnot. So Maresca vibes, which is exactly what we want to see. And to be fair, Leicester are never going to get someone like Maresca, but I think this is the path to go down now in terms of the modern day manager, someone with with a clear philosophy, because that's what players like, and that's the issue with someone like Steve Cooper. I honestly think the players didn't really know what to do at times, but I think if the manager drills it into the players from minute one, this is what we're doing, this is what you do in that situation, this is how we're going to play, this is how we're going to win games. It kind of brings everyone together, and then as the fans can watch the games, we can get on board with that as well, and it really helps to create this force going forward. Because I think when the club's disjointed like that, where there's no style of play, there's no system, there's no nothing really, it's very difficult to really get behind that. Keeper tactics, I hope not. Well, to be fair, it would make a hard video trying to explain his tactics, because there weren't really any tactics apart from leaving the fullback on his own for the vast majority of the game. But anyway, Steve Cooper's long gone. We'll see what job he gets. Maybe he goes to, well, I was going to say Cobb, but they're getting Frank Lampard, which is not a great appointment, in my opinion. Obviously, there was that weird rumor about David Moyes coming early. Someone posted a photo of a plane at East Midlands Airport. It probably was just an absolute random plane, but I'm kind of happy it isn't David Moyes now. Thinking about it, but as long as Leicester City stay up, I'm not too bothered. That is the key thing. But yeah, boys and girls, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for joining us in tonight's stream. Obviously, it's quite late, so I'm not expecting too many of you guys in here. So yeah, I'm jumped on the boat quite late. But Ruud Van Nistelrooy is the new Leicester City manager. Make sure to drop a like if you're excited with the news. Watch back on playback. Let me know thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you happy or are you not? What are you expecting from Ruud Van Nistelrooy? Feel free to let me know, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Lots of videos and content on the way over the next couple of days, and obviously we're going into the Christmas period, so loads of games on the horizon as well. But yeah, Leicester City are back. No more Steve Cooper ball. We have got our man. We'll get the turtlenecks in next stream for Ruud Van Nistelrooy, and yeah, bring it on. And Leicester City, you heard it here first, will be staying up this season under Ruud Van Nistelrooy. I'll see you next time, boys. Thank you very much for coming in, and up the Leicester.